coming from there that go to there. A lot more times it's the mechanics of what's going on, not just the nerves. All right, let's move on to the next thing. Now, you have a simple fact that anyone can observe that a lot of people have missed, and that is this. You've got muscles in your back. They go up and down and left and right and on all sorts of angles. All right, let me show you that on my body. Those muscles go up and down, pardon my back, left and right and on all sorts of angles. And they can pull on all those angles. Now, let's go back to the chart. In the front, you've got all sorts of muscles, but if you cut out these belly muscles and take the organs out, you'll find you have a muscle called the psoas, or the iliopsoas. And that goes from the femur, okay, or the point on your thigh and hip, up over the pelvis here and attaches to the front of the vertebrae. Now we'll give you another picture of that in a minute. Let me show you that on my body here. It goes from in here over the front of your pelvis, then it goes behind the organs in your body and attaches to the front of the spine. Let me show you that on the spine. So it goes from this bone right over here, and it goes up over the pelvis, attaches to the front of the vertebrae here, and so it pulls in this forward direction. All right, let me show you that this way. It goes this way. Now it's on both sides. All right, you have one on each side. All right, it's not just one side. The picture shows one side, so it can show it clearly, but it's on both sides. So you can pull the vertebrae forward. Also, there's other muscles up here attaching from the ribs to the front of the spine, which can pull you forward. All right? So, and you have to pardon my back again. If you have a vertebrae, and a vertebrae is Latin for a spinal bone, all right? If you have a spinal bone that goes here, and it goes out of the place to the left, you have muscles that can pull it right. If it goes out of place to the right, you got muscles that can pull it left. If it goes out of place backward, you've got muscles that can pull it forward. But what if it goes out of place forward? Do you have any muscles that attach from the back of your spine to the back of to something else? Not to the back, but to anything else, right? That can pull it backwards? Now, a lot of people will say, well, you have muscles back there, but remember, those muscles pull up and down and left and right and on all sorts of angles. Nothing pulls this way. If you go feel back there yourself right now. Feel back there, and you'll find out even up in your neck, all right? It doesn't matter. You feel back there, and what happens is you don't have any muscles that pull backwards. So when your body goes forward, that's it. You've had it. Nothing goes back. So if your body goes forward, how do you correct it? You don't. What you do is your body twists to compensate and try and get it back. And that's all that happens. And that is the major problem of the human body. Now, one thing I'd like to explain with when your body goes forward is what you have is you have one thing goes out of place and another thing compensates. Come over here for a second. Let me borrow your arm here. What you have is that if somebody takes your arm and twists it like this, begins to hurt at your wrist, sorry about that, begins to hurt at your wrist because it's being twisted. So your body does something like this. So now what happens is all the pressure's off your wrist because this thing is twisting back. But it hurts up here. So when you come into the office, you complain about this thing up on top. Now if that gets adjusted, you go, oh, that feels better, and then you get up and you walk out and your body starts doing this again, and you can see that starts hurting until we do this and it can relax. So you're always getting the same thing adjusted on and off, back and forth. What we found is we found how to find this, and we let that go, and all of a sudden your entire body and arm goes loose. Now, that works, and it works consistently, and it works every time. The one difficulty we have is that you don't have this and this. All right, you've got a lot of spinal bones. There's 24 movable bones just from your waist to the base of your head. And there's a lot more in your pelvis and up in your head that goes on and on. So what you have here is you don't have this and this. You have this and this and this and this and this and this and this. And then you have big curves on top of that where it goes like this and this and that and everything else. All right? Thank you very much. All right, so thank you, Charlie. Now, an example of what I just explained to you